Alright guys, I decided I needed to film a video because I've been watching TV for 3 days straight. I finished an entire season of a show, The Vampire Diaries. I'm restarting it. I finished the entire first season in like 4 days because I just finished with a bunch of my finals and my brain was fried. And so I literally didn't want to do anything except for watch Netflix, which I think a lot of people can relate to. So I think I'm okay there. As long as I don't do it all the time, which I don't. But I decided I was going to sit down and talk about school and kind of my end of the year review. None of my siblings are home right now, so it's just me, but I will ask them about their school year too. The kitchen is a disaster. I should probably clean it. Maybe I might not, I don't know. I really don't want to. But we're gonna sit and we're gonna talk about school. All right, the kitchen is somewhat clean and it's very echoey because I'm the only one here. There's no crap on the counter too. I don't know how echoes work, but it's just more echoey. There's not as much stuff in the room. But we're just gonna talk about school for a little bit, and I promise you will see my siblings in the rest of this video, but just for a couple minutes, I'm gonna sit and talk about my experience this year with school. So I'm in 10th grade, which means I'm a sophomore. I don't know how schools outside of America work because I know they have like grades and like years and it just works differently than us, but I'm 16, just so you all know. So whatever year or grade that is for you. And it's been very much different from last year. Last year, my teacher, he was an attorney and he was strict, but like we loved him. Like we loved that he was strict. We loved that he was like that. This year, the teacher was the homeroom teacher was a lot younger. I think more like fun, like his lessons were more fun. But like it's just very different. It depends on who you like better kind of as a teacher. But we'll start with English. English this year, we're reading Les Mis right now. We read the Screwtape Letters. Let's see, we read The Great Divorce. We read Hamlet. I loved Hamlet, by the way. I think Hamlet was super, super good. But I really liked English because we didn't talk necessarily as much about what was happening in the books, but we kind of applied it more to life and kind of had like life lessons on that. So it was very different from any class I'd ever taken before, but I really, really, really enjoyed it. So how do you guys like your English classes? Have you had lessons like that where you kind of apply what you read to your life? I think that's super important to be able to do when you read books, especially books like C.S. Lewis and Shakespeare and stuff, because I think those people are trying to teach lessons through what they write. Next, we'll go to seminary or like Bible study kind of class. I didn't enjoy it as much as I did last year, and I can't figure out why. And I've talked to my friends and they don't enjoy it as much as they did last year either. But it's a good break kind of from academic classes, super enjoyable. And the teacher is super funny. He's awesome. We all love him. He's very happy. I've never ever seen him upset. I once asked him one day, I was like, have you ever been mad? And he said, well, I've been annoyed before. I was like, oh my gosh, if he's never been mad in his life, he's just so happy all the time. You walk into class and, Sherry, how are you? And like he remembers things about you and he asks you about them. And I admire him as a person. He's really, really great. I took French this year, which was different from last year. We actually learned a lot this year. We learned conjugations and verbs and colors and family members and all kind of the basic French, which is a lot more than I learned last year. I'm not gonna take French again next year just because I'd rather take other classes. I feel like you can't become fluent in a language just through high school. You have to be around that language. You have to be in that country to be able to actually become fluent. And I just don't see myself becoming fluent. I really enjoy French, but I just don't enjoy it that much to take it again. Hopefully all my French speakers out there aren't upset. I love their language. It's beautiful. I'll continue to hopefully retain my skills in conjugations because I've got those down, guys, with all the pronouns. Do you guys take a language at your school? Comment down below and let me know. I know we do French, Spanish, ASL. The public school I was going to go to also had Mandarin, Chinese, and German, which German would honestly be a party. I would love to take German. I also did weightlifting, which was probably my favorite class, which is kind of sad for me because I've always been such an academic person, but I really, really looked forward to weightlifting because it was a break from school and I was able to kind of learn more. I've said this before, I learned more about myself and about other people, and I learned how to write effective weightlifting programs. I learned how to calculate an entire nutrition diet based off of your body fat percentage. Like, I just learned so much that you wouldn't normally learn in a weightlifting class because my teacher is just super super smart on all of this stuff. Next, we will talk about math. I honestly hate math. I loved it so much more a couple of years ago. When I was in public school, I was in all the honors math classes, and I was one of the top in my class in math. And then I came here and they use Saxon math, which is so different from public school math. There's no units, it's just random lessons, kind of. To me, I don't feel like there's any structure, but the people that have been using it for years really like it, but I just don't understand it. I got here, and when I started using Saxon, I felt like an idiot. I didn't know what I was doing. So I'm not in any of the honors math classes anymore, which is okay with me. It's easier for me. Math just isn't my strongest subject anymore. It's not my weakest, but I just don't love it. I hated math, which I think every high schooler does. My lowest test score this year was a 76, which if you guys saw on what's in my backpack at the end of the school year, you can see that test. That was a horrible, horrible test. It was very bad. I never got 100% on a math test, except for the mid-year final. And I was the only person who got 100% on that test. Next, I took creative writing for the first half of the year. I didn't really like that class. It was very different writing from what I like to do. I can see why other people would like to do it, but just for me, I like to write essays and I like to write technical papers, but when they're like, explain your feelings and use metaphors, and I can't do it. I remember sitting in class and she was like, hey, all of you guys write 5 metaphors. I just sat there. I don't know how to do this. I don't understand how to do that. So not my favorite class, but I tried it. I gave it a whirl. Probably won't do it again, but I can say I tried. I'm taking improv right now, which is different. It's so much better than drama. I took drama last year, hated it so much. Improv this year was taught by a teacher who I really liked. He was super cool. He is super cool and chill. The class is just so random. I am one of 3 girls in that class. Usually only 2-ish show up. The rest are just guys. There's like 20 guys. Next is history. I did not enjoy history this year at all. You know, I took AP European History. I think that is one of my life's biggest mistakes, was taking that class, because I didn't enjoy it. I didn't find any of it fascinating. I don't think history past or like before the 1700s is very interesting. I just don't. I don't think the Renaissance or the Reformation, maybe if it was taught a different way, it could have been interesting, but I just didn't find it interesting at all. I really enjoy though talking about like American revolutions, which we didn't get to talk about this year. We talked about World War I and World War II, which was really nice because I already knew a lot of it. And I also think it just depends on the people in your class. Like there were a lot of people in our class that just didn't listen, I guess, or that wouldn't take the initiative to write notes. So he'd be on a slide for 5 minutes, which is plenty of time to write the information down, and you move on. 10 people would be, wait, could you go back? And then we spend half the time going back in slides. So it wasn't efficient with the people that were in that class, but it was okay. We learned what we needed to learn. I took the AP test, fully expect to fail it. I'll let you know what my score was when I find out in July. Fingers crossed it's not lower than a 2. I'll be happy if it's not lower than a 2. And then finally, chemistry. I loved chemistry. I know I made a lot of jokes about it on my Insta stories and how horrible it was, but it was honestly really fun, and I understood it because it was a lot of math, but it was more of an application of math. So my grade in chemistry was always a lot higher than it was in math. I learned how to memorize things really well. Last year, I wasn't good at memorizing things, but this year I learned how to do it. So it was good. I just used lots of flashcards, guys. Those will save you. My teacher at the beginning of the year did not like him. He was just so abrupt and different from anyone I'd ever met. But he's my favorite person in the entire world now. He has such a dry sense of humor. He will roast you, which is something that other teachers at my school don't do. But we all respect him for that. He holds his own. He makes movie reference jokes. We all get it. And he's just honestly super fun. As long as you get your work done, you're cool. You're good. I really enjoyed organic chemistry and like naming compounds, which I don't see why anyone would like to do that, but it was fun for me. I might not be the best at it, but it's fun to dive in and name things. I didn't like the math parts of chemistry, but it was okay because we got through it. I'm definitely ready for summer though. I will say this is the first time in years I've been ready for summer, but I'm ready for summer, guys. So we will ask my siblings today or tomorrow what they thought about their school year. So we'll go see what they have to say. All right, girls, I want to know about your school year. Did you guys like your school year?
Yeah.
What grade are you guys in?
Sixth, fourth.
Fourth? Okay. What was your favorite class you took this year?
Literature.
Literature? So like English?
Yeah.
Why'd you like it?
Well, we always read like best books.
What was your favorite book you read?
I don't know.
She loves all of them, I bet.
What are you doing?
This feels good.
Oh my. Julie, what was your favorite class?
Literature.
Literature too? What books did you guys read?
So we read a book about Brigham Young,
Mm-hmm.
and then we read Journey to Remain, and we have 2 chapters left in The Secret Garden, and my favorite is probably like Journey to Remain.
Sorry, Garden. Cool. I loved The Secret Garden when I was a little girl. What was your least favorite class?
History.
Really? Why?
Well, my teacher always made it kind of boring, and he wouldn't allow us to eat candy during class.
Oh, well.
And so
That's just a big no.
we would always sneak candy in our pockets.
Abby, what was your least favorite class?
History.
Why?
It was so boring, and I almost fell asleep.
That's me in every class. Evie, did you have fun with school?
Mm-hmm.
What did you like to do?
I like to have fun. Miss Amy takes us to test, like, what the sounds are.
Uh-huh.
And it's, like, helps us read
Yeah. What was your least favorite part about school?
art, but we're all done with art.
None of us have ever liked art except for Abby. We're just not.
I
never
liked art, okay?
Abby's good at it though. That's the thing. Like none of us are good at it.
Well, I am good at it, and I love it.
I like it.
I've never liked it. Julie likes it too. She's good. This is the boys' really gross bathroom. But Russell, I have some questions for you.
What?
So tell us what grade you're in.
First?
Did you like this school year?
Yeah.
Okay, what was your favorite class you took?
PE.
PE? How come?
They have really fun games.
Okay, and what was your least favorite class?
Music.
How come?
She's kind of mean.
Oh, you don't like the teacher?
I don't like the teacher that much.
Oh, well,
You're
that's
like-
okay.
You like the next one, but she's strict too. Not mean, but strict.
Okay, well, why don't you fix your hair? Today is Mother's Day, and we are going to Grandma's house later this afternoon. Chad, I have some questions to ask you. Okay, tell us, sir, what grade you are in.
I'm 8.
8th grade? Okay. Did you like this school year?
No.
Really? What was your favorite class?
Math.
Are you serious?
Because I had a really good teacher.
His teacher is really good. And what was your least favorite class?
All my, history and literature. All my, history and literature and all that stuff because I did not have a good teacher for that.
Yeah. We've had a couple teachers that, are kind of okay, but I really feel like a teacher can definitely make or break a class, don't you think?
Oh, totally, yeah.
He's not even listening to me. So overall, I'd say this school year was pretty great. It was different from any other year, but that's what every year is like. You learn and you grow, and I will say I'm really excited for summer. This has never happened before, but I'm excited to be able to take time to film and to watch more TV than I should. That's what summer's about though. So how did your guys' school year go? Let me know down below your favorite classes, your least favorite classes, what classes you took, but I'd be curious to know and I'd love to know. So thank you guys all so much for watching and we will see you next time.